All right, everybody, we have some breaking news that we wanted to bring to you real quick here. Reportedly, President Biden has agreed to step down. We have a report from Newsmax. Now, nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future, but Newsmax is reporting that Biden's going to step down. So let's take a look. And the key thing here is that they're saying that he is not going to endorse Kamala Harris. So let's take a look.
Everyone said it would happen gradually and then all at once, and that's what's happening. According to my sources, President Biden has agreed to step down as the Democratic nominee.
Oh, man.
It will happen as early as this weekend. A speech has been drafted for him. He will continue on as president, is his intention. He also will not, I'm told, endorse Vice President Harris as his successor. They're hoping that he will endorse an open process.
Now think about that. So first of all, they're saying Biden might step down as early as this weekend, that there's already a speech drafted. Okay, that's serious. But second, he wants to stay on as president. Now my question would be, is there going to be a huge swell of calls for him to step down as president as well? I'm thinking that people are going to say, well, hold up. If you can't be the nominee, who's really running the country right now? And in fact, I'm not thinking people are going to say that. People are already saying that. And also, news is breaking, as he said, that he does not want to endorse Kamala Harris. So let's see why.
In which the convention will be open to Vice President Harris and a few other candidates in Chicago to pick the Democratic nominee for president. The belief is that Vice President Harris is already looking at potential running mates to go to Chicago with a full ticket, including one possibility, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, and perhaps the governor of Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro. Other possible candidates who are being talked about include Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, perhaps Gretchen Whitmer, and again, the vice president running.
See, y'all, he's going to get to this in a moment. I've already seen this news report. But y'all, there's no way that they're going to be able to overpass or bypass or get around Kamala Harris in order to have Gavin Newsom come in, sweep in, and save the day. It's just not possible. The reporter's about to say why, but everybody watching this, you should already know why you can't just kind of sweep Kamala Harris to the side.
On the first ballot, the regular delegates would be allowed to vote under this agreement that's being talked about amongst the president and high-level Democrat officials. The regular delegates would vote on the first ballot. If there is no winner on the first ballot, the so-called super delegates would be allowed to vote on the subsequent ballot. This decision was reached, I'm told, all of a sudden because of the high-level pressure from Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, and others, and as well as the decision of many of President Biden's top aides that there was no path forward for him, that he would not be able to win this election, win the general election. And therefore, he's stepping aside again as early as this weekend.
So, Mark, what are the political ramifications for a party that based much of their platform on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're passing right over Kamala Harris, and he's not going to be endorsing her, according to your sources?
Now, according to my sources, he will say very nice things about her. They do not want what some of my sources have been calling a Kamala coronation, that the problem in part that they found themselves in was that President Biden was not seriously challenged for the nomination.
Okay, so this is a good point, all right? So what he's saying here is that because Biden did not go through any kind of challenge during the primary, Biden came out not as strong a candidate as he otherwise could have been. Why is that? Because going through the challenge of having other people raise objections to your ideas, call you out on certain things, you sharpen the sword, you sharpen the knife by going through this process. And because Biden didn't go through it, some people feel like Biden came out as a weaker candidate. Trump had to defeat people in order to become the nominee. Biden did not. So what he's saying here is that instead of just, again, handpicking Kamala, there's this idea that perhaps it would be better for her to go through some kind of process, come out victorious, and therefore have more of a mandate.
I'm told by some of her people, I don't know that the vice president thinks this, but some of her people believe she will win this, that she'll choose a strong running mate, that she does have the support of many of the delegates who are Biden-Harris delegates, and that she can win this basically on her own. And at least one of her allies said to me, this is better. Better to not be anointed by Joe Biden, better to show independence, better to show with a strong ticket the capacity to win the nomination on her own.
Well, Mark.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a decent point, right? I mean, even from someone supposedly on Kamala Harris's side, they're saying, look, put us in there. will win, and that way we'll be more of a legitimate candidate than if Biden were to just handpick us. But there's a catch, though. For people who are not Kamala Harris, who may want to get into this mix and try to become the nominee, Biden has this huge amount of money. They're going to talk about that soon. Biden has over $200 million sitting in the bank ready to use on his campaign. They say that Kamala could probably use it because she's his running mate, but that money could not, due to campaign finance laws, could not be easily transferred to another Democratic candidate.
That said, though, I mean, you're very familiar with campaign finance laws. He has, 200 and 300 million in his war chest right now. I believe, in my understanding, is Kamala would be the only one who could absorb that and continue on the campaign. How's that going to work when all their big pocket donors have already pushed for that?
Well, there's all sorts of money, right? There's super PAC money, there's low dollars. The belief is that a new ticket will inject excitement into the party, and that both low dollar donors and the big donors, who in the last few days have sent a strong message to President Biden that they will not support his being the Democratic nominee. So there's a strong belief that with a new ticket that they can raise money from the big dollar donors who can give and bundle hard dollars, can give super PAC money, as well as the small dollar donations that they will come in to whatever the new ticket is.
So then, yeah, you do have that question. If the donors have already abandoned Biden, maybe Biden has his $200 million, but then you have the question of if Biden were to continue, how much new money could he bring in? So what they're suggesting here is that the donors are saying, look, we really don't want to give that much more money to Biden. Again, this is the calculation that he's saying, that the reporter's saying that the donors are making. But perhaps if Kamala Harris or another person were to become the Democratic nominee, maybe the money would start flowing a lot more fluidly and easily once again. So very interesting. I thought that you all may or may not have heard about this. I thought that we would make a quick video about this. I think that it's good to get this information to the people. Also, let's see what happens. Like, this video is kind of like a moment in time. What's today? Today is Thursday, July 18th. Here it's about almost 9:15 p.m. So this is a moment in time. So we're saying somewhere between, 1, 2, 3 days from now, according to this reporter, we may see a sitting president who said very firmly that he's going to be running for president again for a second term, that he's strong, that he's fit, that he's capable. We may see him literally get kicked out after already being the presumptive nominee, get kicked out by his own party. This is amazing. It's a moment in history. So thank y'all for watching. Drop some comments. Let me know what you think is going to happen. And we'll be watching.